The situation in Louisiana after Hurricane Rita is devastating. There are waters there up to 15 feet in some places close to where Hurricane Rita made landfall, and rescues are still underway for people who are unaccounted for. Coast Guard Lieutenant Craig O'Brien has flown search and rescue operations during both Hurricane Rita and Katrina. He joins me now by telephone. Lieutenant, what has been your latest operation?
The latest operations for Coast Guard Air Station New Orleans have actually started to slow down quite a bit. We've had reports of the water starting to recede in Vermilion Parish, where the majority of search and rescue cases occurred yesterday. Coast Guard Air Station New Orleans was quite busy starting Friday morning, ma'am. As the outer bands came through the New Orleans area, all 5 of our aircraft were airborne, conducting search and rescue operations in Fouchon, Lafitte, Dulac, and right in the New Orleans metropolitan area as we're conducting levee assessments.
Can you give me an idea of the kind of people that you were coming across? Were they elderly? Were there children?
It's always a mixture, and there was much more searching with Hurricane Rita compared to Katrina, which made the flying more challenging daytime and nighttime. All of 5 of our crews flew very close behind the I passage, so we're experiencing very challenging conditions.
Challenging meaning dangerous?
Yes, certainly. We're experiencing gusts sustained at winds sustained at 60 knots with gusts up to 75, and that included last night as well.
Well, those are tropical storm force winds. I mean, how were you even able to lower a basket and a search and rescuer down to the rooftops to get these people up?
Yes, ma'am. It's just critical teamwork between the pilot, the rescue swimmer, and the flight mechanics. We're well trained, and not that we're used to the conditions, but we adapt to the situation at hand, the environment, and we came across families, elderly, and it was amazing to see that people had actually survived some of the conditions in Vermilion Parish, most specifically Pecan Island area and the White Lake area, where locals detailed a 10 to 12 foot tidal surge that came in with the storm in limited time.
Yeah, we heard, Lieutenant, yesterday that there were 1,000 people trapped on their rooftops that needed rescuing from the air. What was that scene like?
Yes, ma'am. It was, as I said, all 5 of our crews were on scene really close to storm passage. We worked very closely with the locals out of Abbeville Airport and the Vermilion Sheriff. They were taking in 911 calls. And unlike New Orleans, where it was a close-knit metropolitan area, we had to fly around and search a little bit for the addresses. It was tough to keep the situational awareness with the sheriff personnel that were on board our helicopter, since the entire city and the entire area was flooded.
Lieutenant, we heard also that there were some false reports of people being trapped, that families were calling into 911 wanting rescue crews to go and just check on the house to make sure that people had evacuated. Not really fair or a good use of resources, especially the danger that you were encountering. Was that a problem for you?
No, ma'am. With the crews that the missions I flew late last night, we didn't see any such reports such as that. Matter of fact, one of the addresses that was pointed to us was we located 14 people in the house, and the Army National Guard was able to land a 60 in close proximity and airlift those people out. All total, we rescued 41 people from the Abbeville area, just from the Coast Guard, and that doesn't include the Army National Guard numbers.
Life-saving missions and a lot of grateful people out there. Lieutenant Craig O'Brien, thank you very much.